Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. Let's get into this topic, bro. This is a topic that, Mind the Game podcast was supposed to be a basketball show that was centered on X's and O's. Now Mind the Game podcast is turning into a show where it's like they try to rewrite history, promote propaganda, and just distort what we know about basketball. I'm like, this is crazy. What's going on? Right? And I was so tempted. I'm dead ass serious. I was going to try to invite Gilbert Arenas today on the show. But setting it up and all that, he has stuff to do. I was so close. I'm like, yo, you got to get on the show, man. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about this right now. So apparently LeBron James went out there on the Mind the Game. And I got to say this real quick. Yo, Steve Nash, man. Bro, what are you doing to your legacy, man? You went from being known as Steve Nash to now a dude that just up there kissing LeBron's ass crack, man. What are you doing to yourself, bro? You're up there kissing this dude's balls, bro. What are you doing? It's too much. You can tell, bro, you're better than that. Oh my Lord. Bro, what happened to Steve Nash? But anyway, they're on there, and I think Steve Nash brings up this thing about not having a bag. And they spoke about this yesterday on Gil's Arena. Right? So I finally heard the full clip because I heard little bits and pieces of it. But today I finally heard the full clip. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, yo, what are we even talking about right now, bro? What are we even talking about right now? Okay, so what we want to do is we want to play exactly what LeBron James had to say on the Mind the Game podcast alongside Steve Nash and Luka Doncic to a certain extent. And then want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to this here.
His bag, he's got this, what can he do here, what can he do?
What does this even mean, having a bag?
Bag of tricks. But think about it. You guys both you made a couple tonight, crazy shots. You made a couple tough fadeaways tonight. But the reason you guys are great players is because most of the time you can do the easy get to the rim, finish, make your free throws, make your open threes. Okay, then you get to the step back, boom. The game is won on making fundamental plays, not your bag, right? I know they don't talk about that in Europe when you're growing up.
Yeah,
right?
no, I never heard the thing bag since until I came to the NBA.
Right, and when I was growing up, it wasn't talked about it. The least amount of dribbles to get where you need to get to was when I grew up.
Efficiency.
Michael Jordan wasn't out there dribbling 1,000 times, to get to the spot. He'd get to a spot and raise. Isaiah Thomas, as great of a handle Isaiah Thomas had, Isaiah get to a spot and raise. All these guys that I grew up, Grant Hill, get to a spot. I'm bigger than you.
Straight line.
Big Dog Robinson, I'm bigger than you. Allen Houston. All these great players, that I grew up watching and admiring. Penny Hardaway, yes, they could dribble the basketball, but it's no Tracy McGrady. Even as great as Tracy's handle was, it was, I'm bigger than you. I'm gonna get to the spot and at least amount of dribbles. Kevin Garnett, it's
good footwork, get
just
up over
good
top.
Footwork, get over the top. If I'm a bigger than you and I get you on my shoulder, I get you on my hip, I'm gonna use my size. I see it all the time. It's like, I'll be on social media, it's like LeBron has no bag. It's like, I'm sitting over here with
what is that?
LeBron has no bag and I'm sitting like at 50 billion points.
Right, leading scorer all time in the NBA, no bag. That proves the point.
Yes, just play the game the right way. And I hope that our generation, our younger generation, don't get, swamped by saying, okay, I need a bag, I need a bag, I need a bag. Work on your game, know what you're going to be good at in order to help the team and prove the next year to be a better player.
Right.
If you come in as a guy as my offensive game is not developed, come in, you defend, you get extra possessions, you get extra rebounders for the guys. Okay, and then next year you work on your game in the offseason. It's only one or two, if 3 guys maximum that's going to be handling the fucking ball anyways.
Right.
We don't need you to have a bag.
Right.
Yeah.
It's only going to be, we have the luxury of having 3 guys,
Right.
Us 2 and AR, but not many teams have 3 guys that's going to be handling the ball like that anyways. You can make $200 million in the NBA if you defend and shoot a corner 3-pointer.
So you heard what they had to say. What are we doing right now? You want to tell kids to grow up and not focus on a bag? What? What? A bag is just another term for having skills. Y'all don't want players to develop their skills and their offensive repertoire? Why? Why would you give that kind of advice? Why are you teaching them to settle? Oh, you don't need to develop a bag. If you can just play defense and hit a 3, you make $200 million. Well, hell, if you could hit a 3 and play defense and have a mid-ranger can shoot the 3, get to the basket, maybe you could make 500 or 700 million. Why are you teaching kids to strive for the least? This explains why it took LeBron James so long to develop a jump shot. We all know the story. When LeBron came into the NBA, just put up a wall and forced him to shoot. It took him so long to develop a jump shot. Even now, for his career, dude don't even shoot over 80% from the free throw line. Is that what you're telling them to do? They shouldn't focus on a bag because you ain't got one? Why would you give that kind of advice? The best players in the NBA right now have a bag. The best. All the top 10 players in the NBA have a bag. What they don't have is the body of being 6'9" and the physicality of a LeBron so he can get away with it and play bully ball in an era where it's not allowed. Everybody else in the top 10 has a bag. What are you talking about? And by bag, talking about a skill set. What are we even talking about right now? Luka got a bag. That's how he's able to do what he does without real athleticism. Nikola Jokic has a bag. Jason Tatum has a bag. Ant-Man has a bag to a certain extent. Anthony Davis has a bag. SGA has a bag. And you're like, don't need to have a bag. What? This is what mind the game is? Because people made fun of you that you didn't have one, so now you're telling that young kids they don't need one? What? And I'm a hater for pointing this out. So what are y'all for not saying nothing? People calling me a hater for pointing it out. So what do we call you dudes that don't say nothing? Y'all just be up there going along with it. Bro. This is a topic that I finally reached my breaking point this morning, right? Woke up, just kind of looking for what to discuss, seeing what occurred the night before. And I came across some comments that were made by Kendrick Perkins that pertain to SGA, Kobe Bryant, and Michael Jordan. And I said to myself, like, yo, man, enough is enough with this, man. Like, enough is enough. As you guys know, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they tied the finals. They tied the finals is now 1-1 after dropping game 1 in a shocking fashion to the Indiana Pacers. They've now found a way to tie the series, going back to Indiana. And during these playoffs, SGA is averaging 30 points a game on 47% shooting from the field, while shooting 31% from the 3, 86% from the free throw line, getting 5.6 rebounds, 6.8 assists, only 2 turnovers, and 1.8 steals per game and 0.6 blocks. He's playing fantastically well, and he's just, he's doing his thing, right? SGA is doing his thing, and Son is getting to it. Like, he's playing well. You even hearing people say that if I think Shaq just recently said that if the Oklahoma City Thunder win the NBA championship, SGA is going to become the new face of the NBA. So SGA has a lot going from him, and I like him and all of that. But I got to be honest with y'all, man. I'm reaching a point where I'm beginning to get sick of this, right? And it's just this kind of syndrome that people got where it's like something happens in this moment, and all of a sudden people are ready to jump out the window. Like, what is this thing? Something happened. Oh, man, it's the best thing ever. Like, yo, some of y'all need to relax with this stuff, man. People be losing their minds. People get so hype over something. Next thing you know, this is the best song I ever heard about. This is the best album I ever heard about. Like, yo, bro, relax, man. And I feel like these people, the people that do it the most are people at ESPN. We just literally went through 2 rounds of the playoffs where all they could do is talk about Anthony Edwards as Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. And the rest of us are sitting here looking like, bro, I don't see Michael Jordan. I don't see Kobe Bryant. I don't see none of that. Them dudes was losing playoff series and they were devastated. Kobe was crying at the end of playoff series. Ant-Man talking about he gonna be all right. That ain't no damn Kobe Bryant. And just watching them, I don't see this Kobe Bryant, Michael, but people are so desperate to do it. So just today, I'm going through the internet and I come across some sound from Kendrick Perkins. And Kendrick Perkins over there talking about, man, SGA reminded me of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. I'm like, yo, when is enough with this, man? When is enough? But what we want to do is we want to quickly play what Kendrick Perkins had to say here on ESPN. I think it was on NBA Countdown. And then we're going to come back and continue on with this show. Take a listen to what he had to say here.
And he has scored 72 points in games 1 and 2, right? Look at this company. It's the most points in a player's first 2 career finals games in NBA history, just ahead of 01 Iverson, by the way, happy belated birthday, and 91 Jordan. What exactly, Perk? I mean, you've said I'm running out of things to say about SGA, but this is history that we're witnessing.
You're damn right it is. Look, he's the best perimeter player in basketball. He's knocking at the door of being the best player in basketball.
That was a solid knock. How did you?
He's efficient like Jordan. He's relentless like Kobe Bryant. When it comes down to how he attacks and how efficient he is, especially from the mid-range, right? When you talk about the guy that's leading the postseason in mid-range jump shots, that's him. 6'6", long arms, could post you up however you want it, is going to create space, turnarounds over both shoulders. He's dethroned Kevin Durant, in my opinion, right now as the best scorer in the league. He has 0 flaws. Those finishes he have at the basket, when he's on the right side of the basket, then he scoop you with the left, or he's on the left side of the basket and he scoop you with the right in traffic. Do you know how hard that is to do? They don't have people doing that. He's doing it over towers, and he's doing it with confidence, swag, and a certain amount, just a little bit of arrogance. Like he knows he's him.
So you heard what Kendrick Perkins had to say. Bro, like, we got to stop. We got to stop with this nonsense, man. We got to stop. What's this thing of, you see somehow we got to compare. He brought me him. Really? Look, SGA is a fantastic player. He really is. Kobe Bryant is his favorite player, which endears him even more to me. But let's stop. Let us stop. This is the same things they were trying to do with Devin Booker. Oh, man, Devin Booker reminds me of Kobe. You really remember? I'm like, yo, son, don't play no defense, bro. He's never even sniffed an all-defensive team, and you're talking about he reminds you of Kobe Bryant? Are you even joking? How he reminds you of Kobe? He don't even play defense like that. Let alone Michael Jordan. What are we talking about? Does SGA have similar moves to Kobe? Yes, but I had to go back and look at some of old Kobe Bryant footage versus SGA. It's different for a few reasons. Number one, Kobe plays a little bit faster than SGA. Number two, when Kobe gets to his moves, his spots, he does so much quicker. He has more elevation on his shot. He has a wider arsenal. He's more athletic. Kobe finishes over contact a lot at the rim. Even though they're the same height, it's different. And more importantly, Kobe plays defense. Kobe is the last NBA player to average 30 points per game and make the all-first defensive team. Let me repeat. The last player in the NBA to average 30 and make the all-defensive team was Kobe Bryant. So I don't want to hear that. I think the player that did it before him was Michael Jordan. So yes, SGA is a great player. No question about it. But let's just stop with this rush to all of a sudden start saying, oh man, this guy is Michael. No. And more importantly, you don't get to be put in that conversation without some serious things on your resume and some serious accomplishments, bro. It don't work like that, man. It just don't work like that. Kobe started getting that Jordan respect after like championship 4. It took Kobe like 4 rings. Yeah, at 3, he was playing like, yeah, but you need some more heart. My boy, you need some more work. And this thing of compare, I don't see it, man. Kobe Bryant is in a totally different universe as an offensive player. It's not even funny. You got to think. Kobe scored 81 in a game when teams were averaging 100 points. 81 when teams were averaging 100. Kobe is the only NBA player I have ever seen that at least I know. He outscored an entire professional basketball team in 3 quarters by himself. Kobe had more points than the Dallas Mavericks after 3 quarters. Him by himself had more points than the entire Dallas Maverick team, which featured Dirk Nowitzki and all of them. Him by himself. So let's stop with this. Like, I know people get hype and, oh my God, relax, bro. Like, yo, just relax. Let people go through their careers before we start doing all of this. Oh, you're my, stop. It took me a minute to sit down and try to figure out, how do I even approach this topic? Because on its face, the topic itself is so ridiculous that I'm like, how am I supposed to seriously give a take on this? So I came across this headline here from fadeawayworld.net saying, Michael Beasley claims he blew out LeBron James in a 1v1. The story is told wrong. So I sat back and I said to myself, Michael Beasley? We just produced the show about 3 weeks ago where Michael Beasley was on a podcast basically trying to explain why he believes LeBron James is the GOAT over Michael Jordan and how it's not even a debate. At the end of Michael Beasley's explanation, my viewers alone were totally confused. They were like, they don't even know what Michael Beasley was talking about. But in that video, I'm saying this to say this. He was basically saying that the greatest player of all time in his mind is LeBron James. So for me to now hear stories that Michael Beasley used to beat LeBron James in one-on-one is crazy. For me to hear stories from Udonis Haslem that D Wade used to beat LeBron in one-on-one in practice is even crazier. Because you got to think, LeBron got what, 4 inches on D Wade? So D Wade used to beat him in 1v1 in practice? That's crazy to me, right? So I sat back, I went out, I came back, I'm like, how do I touch this topic here? So eventually I was able to think of a way to kind of address this topic and really talk about it, because to me it's just still so crazy, right? It's still so crazy, and I'm like, okay, now I figured out a way. So what I want to do now, I want to quickly play what Michael Beasley had to say. I think he was speaking to Aiden Ross, where everybody in the room was stunned that he actually beat LeBron James in 1v1. So what we want to do is we're going to play what he had to say now. It's only about a 20-second clip or so, and I'm going to come back and really get into the meat and potatoes of today's show. Take a listen to Michael Beasley here.
Did you beat LeBron in the 1v1?
Yeah.
You beat LeBron?
I mean, the story is told wrong.
Damn!
But
So how's the story supposed to...
So I ain't got to eat up one of them bitches yet.
You beat LeBron 1v1.
I mean, y'all want to hear that?
What was the score?
A lot to a little.
You blew him out?
Yeah.
So you heard his comments, right? Now, I want to read from this article that I brought up. It then said, I want to get to the part where they spoke about Udonis Haslem, right? So it says, while stories have revealed the encounter between the two during James's time with the Miami Heat, Beasley said to have gone on a 30-game winning streak when the two played against each other. Although these are massive claims made from different sources, the reality of the situation remains unchanged. James continues to see himself listed as one of the greatest to ever do it. Meanwhile, Beasley unfortunately sees himself outside of the NBA. Oh, this article, man, they always ready. This article is always ready to defend LeBron James. So that's what that article had to say. That there's another one that I want to read from. Yes, there's another one I want to read from fadeawayworld.net that says 3 NBA stars who revealed they beat LeBron James in a one-on-one game. Throughout LeBron James's illustrious career, he faced countless opponents, but one-on-one matchups are not something he's particularly known for, especially in public settings. However, over the years, several NBA stars have shared stories about the times they either challenged or even beat LeBron in private one-on-one battles. These rare insights reveal both the competitiveness and camaraderie that exists behind the scenes. Below, we explore 3 notable instances where NBA stars claim to have bested LeBron James in a one-on-one game and provided fierce competition. The first one Dwayne Wade. One of the most famous instances of a one-on-one battle involving LeBron James from none other than his longtime friend and former teammate Dwayne Wade. I watched Dwayne Wade and Bron play one-on-one. I saw that game. D. Wade won that game. During an episode of the OG podcast, Udonis Haslem, another former teammate of both LeBron and Wade, recounted a time when Wade managed to beat LeBron in a one-on-one game. And then you have Michael Beasley. Then you got the last one, Kyrie Irving. One of the most intriguing one-on-one stories involving LeBron comes from his former teammate, Kyrie Irving. I was coming in every day like, yo, I'm better than you. You. I don't care. Y'all can line up. We can go 1v1 right now. Me and Bron played one-on-one one time. By the way, I'm not going to tell you who won or lost. During an appearance on I Am Athlete podcast, Irvin reflected on his time with the Cleveland Cavaliers, particularly his confidence and competitive. Listen, you heard what these articles say. Now, there's a part where Kyrie says, I'm not going to tell you who won. The reason he's not going to tell you who won is because you don't want to embarrass LeBron James. That's all. But I want to get back to the larger point here. How is this even possible? How is it possible that LeBron is losing one-on-one games to Michael Beasley, Dwayne Wade, and Kyrie Irving? But I'm listening to people like Jason Richardson come back telling me Jordan came back at like 40 years old. You'd come back and play the Bobcats, and he was giving them all the business. He was beating all of them in one. How is this possible? How is this even possible, bro? I'm trying to figure, what? How is this possible? I'm literally trying to put myself in the gymnasium and trying to imagine seeing a one-on-one game with LeBron playing it and him losing. What's going on in that game? How are you losing? He has a size advantage on all of those guys. He has a strength advantage on all of those guys. So the only thing I can think of is probably they were probably trash talking him to the high heavens. Trash talking must have been involved. They were probably going at him something fierce. And maybe somewhere in there, he couldn't get clean looks at the back. He couldn't generate enough offense. I don't know what it is. This is unheard of. You lost to Kyrie Irving, son? Kyrie is 6'2", 6'3", or 6'9". How?